Secret Level manages to hit most of the right buttons, and with an IMDB rating of nearly 8.0, when this video was being scripted, it looks like the anthology might get a sequel or two in the coming years. We've already covered the list of 8 shorts featured in part 1 of the series, and for those who are new to the show, Secret Level is a series of independent shorts based on different games, which ranges from Dungeons & Dragons and Warhammer 40k to Spelunky and Outer Worlds. In this video, we would explore the 7 shorts from part 2 of the show, or episodes 9 through 15. So without further ado, let us begin. But before we go to our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means an awful lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Episode 9, The Outer Worlds, The Company We Keep. The Outer Worlds, developed by Obsidian Entertainment, is a darkly satirical role-playing game set in a corporate-dominated colony within a distant solar system. The game takes jabs at unchecked capitalism and corporate greed with its witty humor, absurd mascots, and propaganda-filled landscapes. Everything from policies to slogans treats workers as expendable cogs in the system. This dystopian space western has strong influences from Firefly, which is evident in its tone, dialogue, and characters, especially the Kaylee-like optimistic mechanic aboard your ship. Beneath its colorful setting and sarcasm lies a sharp commentary on human exploitation and the absurdity of profit-driven societies. Now, the 9th episode of Secret Level, titled The Outer Worlds, The Company We Keep, brings the game's biting critique to life in a bleak, emotional story. The episode follows Amos, a resident of Argos mining town, where everything food, survival, and work is dictated by a point system. In this system, your worth boils down to what you earn. Amos, drawn by an advertisement for test subjects at Anticleo's R&D division, sees it as an opportunity to reunite with his childhood friend and secret love, Felicity Caro. Felicity, once a local medicine maker, escaped Argos to pursue her ambitious dreams of building and inventing new things in an attempt to help colonizers across the known universe. She really wanted to help people and do more for society, and as soon as she got the chance to go to Numa as a science assistant, she took it, leaving everything behind, including Amos, who still holds onto a purple bandana she gave him once upon a time, which now serves as a symbol of the bond that still drives him forward. Amos reaches Numa Experimental Station, eager to participate in the testing program under the supervision of Dr. Langdon. The process costs him his limbs and organs, yet Amos remains hopeful. This guy knew that he was being subjected to torture. For instance, he lost his first hand when they poured acid on it, and the second when he voluntarily let a monstrous creature bite on it until the creature got bored. During a routine visit, Felicity recognizes him, and the two reconnect. Their reunion feels touching, but Felicity's ambitions soon casts a dark shadow. Felicity reveals that she's aiming to ascend to the role of Anticleo, a corporate title synonymous with power. Her plan to do so was to skip safety protocols and send untested products straight to the market, letting real-world casualties decide necessary adjustments. It's a cold, efficient system that exposes Felicity's transformation from a well-being healer to a morally bankrupt climber. Amos, stunned and heartbroken, records her confession using a device implanted in his abdomen. Though disillusioned, he continues the grueling tests until the program begins shutting down. Determined to expose Felicity's ruthless plan, Amos prepares to deliver the recording to the company chairman. However, that does not quite go as planned. Felicity confronts Amos in her gleaming Anticleo attire. Through emotional manipulation, she persuades him to destroy the recording and ensures her rise to power. Amos, defeated and disillusioned, resigns to a new role as a janitor in Numa, silently complicit in her success. The episode brilliantly captures the game's core themes of ambition, exploitation, and corporate dehumanization. Felicity's climb to power speaks volumes about how ambition can corrupt, while Amos's silence raises questions about morality when it comes to love versus righteousness. Though Felicity is clearly the villain, Amos's passive complicity makes him just as culpable. His failure to act allows her cruelty to thrive, exposing the blurred lines between victim and accomplice. Episode 10, Mega Man Start. Mega Man, one of Capcom's most iconic characters, began his journey in the original game as an assistant to his creator, Dr. Light. When Light's partner, Dr. Wily, went rogue, Light repurposed Mega Man to take on Wily's robot army and stopped her plans for world domination. Equipped with his Mega Buster arm cannon and the ability to copy the weapons of defeated enemy robots, Mega Man ventured through treacherous environments to dismantle Wily's schemes. With the help of Dr. Light and his cybernetic companions, Mega Man Light's ultimate goal remains achieving harmony between humans and robots no matter how many challenges stands in his way. Secret Level's 10th episode, Mega Man Start, adapts this story into an emotional and action-packed short. Mega City comes under siege as Dr. Wily wreaks havoc. Wily uses his mini-bots to corrupt the programming of Dr. Light's robots, causing chaos and making it appear that Light himself is the mastermind behind the destruction. Dr. Light, desperate to fight back, prepares to send Bomb Man, one of his creations, into battle. This is where we meet Rock, Dr. Light's trusted android assistant, who is sweet as a pup and packs the golden retriever energy. Rock wants to help, but Light refuses because he sees Rock as too precious, almost like a son. Light's protectiveness keeps Rock on the sidelines, but the fight soon comes to their doorstep. One of Wily's mini-bots infiltrates Light's lab and takes control of Bomb Man, turning him into a destructive puppet. With no other choice, Rock leaps into action. Rock defeats the controlled Bomb Man and resists the mini-bot's attempt to hijack his own systems. This becomes something of a turning point for Dr. Light. Watching Rock's bravery, he realizes that holding Rock back was not about protecting him, but about Light's own fear. Light sees Rock's true potential and understands it's time for him to become something greater. And that's it. The next thing we know, Light outfits Rock with the iconic blue Mega Man armor. The episode closes with Rock stepping out as the hero Mega City needs, ready to face Wily's forces and save the day. So the episode basically tells the story of how Rock became Mega Man. And you know what I was actually rooting for? 5 more minutes of the episode. Yeah, this is one of the shorter ones with a runtime of under 9 minutes, including the intro.
I'm sorry.
Episode 11, Exodus, Odyssey. Exodus, the upcoming sci-fi game teased at the 2024 Game Awards, is set in a universe where humanity flees a dying Earth in search of survival among the stars. As travelers, humanity's last hope, players steal alien technology from the Celestials, the galaxy's most dominant force. However, time dilation complicates their missions. Days spent on interstellar journeys becomes decades back home, turning every choice into a ripple that reshapes the future. Kinda like the butterfly effect. This central theme, where sacrifice for loved ones comes with massive consequences, creates a story of survival, loss, and generational change. Amazon Prime's Secret Level Episode 11, Exodus, Odyssey, dives into this world through a heartfelt, time-bending story about a father, a daughter, and their struggle to reconnect across decades. The episode introduces Mary, a restless young explorer who dreams of leaving her frozen home planet Lydon behind to travel the galaxy. Her father, Nick, a hardworking mechanic, refuses to let her go. After losing Mary's mother to Lydon's brutal conditions, Nick clings tightly to his daughter, wanting to protect her at all costs. Mary's chance at escape comes in the form of Rafe, a charismatic explorer who frequently stops by Lydon. Over the years, Rafe's tales and adventures fill Mary with awe and wonder. Eventually, she leaves Nick behind and sets off into the cosmos with Rafe. Heartbroken but determined, Nick sets out to find his daughter. However, space travel at light speed warps time. For Nick, months or years pass. For Mary, decades go by. Nick's journey takes him across planets, each visit pulling him further into the future. On Scotia, he learns a year for him equals 8 years for Mary. By the time he reaches Rafe's homeworld, Malayu, 3 years for Nick have become 26 years for Mary. There, Rafe's father, Luca, reveals that Mary and Rafe have stolen the map from the Celestials, putting them in the crosshairs of the galaxy's most dangerous beings. Nick eventually catches up to Mary on Hevelius. While only 8 years have passed for him, Mary has spent 32 years as an interstellar outlaw. Desperate to reunite, Nick surrenders himself to the Celestials, hoping to find her. 11 long years later, during a celestial ambush, Nick finally reaches Mary. Rafe and Mary get separated during the escape, and Mary, gravely injured, reunites with her father. Nick tries to give her as much time as possible, sharing their stories before ultimately letting her go. 15 years after Nick left Lydon, he returns to find 83 years have passed. His old friend Sadie has died, replaced by her granddaughter, Kara. In an emotional gesture, Nick gives Kara a device to keep her warm during Lydon's harsh winters, a small favor for the family that once helped him start his journey. The episode ends with Nick leaving to fulfill Mary's dream of charting the galaxy, while Exodus, Odyssey works as a touching exploration of loss, sacrifice, and time's cruel nature. It also serves as a teaser for Exodus the game. This is interesting because Odyssey is one of the few games to feature on Secret Level that hasn't been released yet. Episode 12, Spelunky, Tally. Spelunky, the roguelike platformer, challenges players to make their way through seriously perilous cave systems, collect treasures, and survive increasingly dangerous environments. The game features randomized levels which ensures that no two runs are alike. Player starts as Yang, whose journal guides future spelunkers like Guy Spelunky in the sequel. Using tools like bombs, ropes, and whips, players avoid traps, defeats enemies ranging from snakes and bats to ghosts and yetis, even mummies, and hunt for hidden treasures and mystical artifacts. Death is a constant companion. Once the player dies, whether from traps, monsters, or instant kills, they return to the start. They lose all progress, but they can try again. Secret Level Episode 12, Spelunky Tally, also shares its source material Spirit, complete with a time loop story set in a chaotic, maze-like cave system. The episode follows Anna, a rookie spelunker, and Liz, her experienced, no-nonsense guide, as they repeatedly attempt to escape the cave's ever-changing labyrinth. Much like the game, every failure resets their journey, which sends them back to square one. Unfortunately, there's no learning curve because the challenges shift unpredictably with each loop. What worked in one round might get them killed in the next. The episode balances tension with its darkly humorous portrayal of the endless cycle of death and resurrection. Anna, the younger and more naive of the pair, treats their predicament lightly at first. Liz, on the other hand, takes their situation much more seriously. Her frustration grows as she watches Anna fail to grasp the consequences of treating their repeated deaths as a joke. Liz warns Anna that if she starts to devalue her life, she'll lose the motivation to fight through the chaos and find a way out. Initially, Anna shrugs off Liz's words. But after countless brutal deaths, she begins to understand Liz's point. The cave system isn't just physically treacherous, it's mentally exhausting. Without a sense of purpose or determination, surviving each loop becomes meaningless. Anna's realization gives her a renewed perspective, though it doesn't change the fact that they remain trapped in an unpredictable, deadly maze. By the end of the episode, Liz distills their journey into a simple life lesson. Perseverance matters. Even when the challenges feel endless and insurmountable, she reminds Anna that uphill battles, no matter how repetitive or unfair, are worth confronting head-on. While this conclusion leans towards the obvious, it mirrors the experience of Spelunky itself. Success in the game or the cave requires patience, determination, and a refusal to give up even after countless failures.
Run for the ship! We gotta stop!
Episode 13, Concord, The Tale of the Implacable. Concord was a sci-fi first-person hero shooter to drop players into the shoes of alien mercenaries with unique abilities, from enhanced jumps using robotic legs to impenetrable diamond skin for damage absorption. The game boasted diverse characters designed for strategic player-versus-player combat. The Free Gunners, a group of space-faring mercenaries, were among its main factions. With 5 playable characters revealed at launch and 16 eventually available, Concord promised post-launch updates to expand its roster and maps. Weekly cutscenes were planned to deliver ongoing storylines aiming to keep players hooked. Unfortunately, the game's reception fell flat and Sony shut down Firewalk Studios shortly after its August 2024 release. Amazon Prime's Secret Level Episode 13, Concord, Tale of the Implacable, serves as a fitting, albeit melancholic swan song for the game's universe. The story takes place in a galaxy where space travel has been monopolized by an organization called the Guild. Interstellar navigation relies on maps to chart safe entry and exit points, as light-speed travel is unpredictable. The universe constantly shifts, making destinations unreliable without precise coordinates. The Guild hoards these maps, controlling space travel and cementing their power. We meet Cassidy, the rogue free gunner who's stolen the Guild's prized map. Her goal is to sell it for a fortune and challenge the system. Captured by a Colossian officer, Cassidy is freed by her loyal crew, Kai, Julius, Raid, Slady, and Smokes, who make a daring rescue. The team aims to escape through the Tempest, a galactic storm that's both their best shot of freedom and a potential death sentence. The tension spikes when Julius reveals himself as a traitor, willing to hand over Cassidy and a map to the Guild in exchange for his life. But Kai, ever resourceful, flips the script, tricking Julius and ejecting him into the vacuum of space. With the Guild closing in and no clear path forward, the crew makes a final decision: to broadcast the stolen map to the entire galaxy by by releasing it for free. They democratize space travel, empowering anyone to chart their own course and breaking the guild's monopoly. The episode closes on a somber, ambiguous note. Knowing the consequences of their choice, Cassidy and her crew steer directly into the Tempest. It's a gamble, freedom through survival or freedom and death. The narrator, Spitz, leaves their fate unresolved. The only sign of their ship is Cassidy's dashboard toy floating in the void, hinting that their survival is a coin toss. The irony of this episode lies in its connection to the game. Concord's failure reminds me of the crew's story, characters in their mission cast into uncertainty, waiting for someone to give them a second shot. The short works almost like a farewell, capturing the spirit of rebellion, camaraderie, and sacrifice the game wanted to embody but never achieved. Whether another studio picks up the pieces remains to be seen, but in secret level, Cassidy and her crew gets the ending the game itself never had. An open-ended legacy that feels both tragic and defiant.
I play white. Place the first stone.
Episode 14, Honor of Kings, The Way of All Things. Honor of Kings is a massively popular multiplayer online battle arena or MOBA game where players control heroes with unique skills and abilities to defeat opponents and dismantle their defenses. Players gain experience points to level up and gold to purchase items that enhance their attributes. The ultimate goal is to destroy the opponent's base crystal while defending their own. Heroes can reach a maximum level of 15, but certain abilities like Jiang Zia's Feng Shen skill can bypass this limit. Each game is a test of strategy, teamwork, and resource management, with maps and turrets creating a dynamic battlefield. The 14th episode, Honor of Kings, The Way of All Things, takes this strategic essence and injects it in a futuristic city. The story is set in Chang'an, a living city governed by Tiangong, an advanced AI system. While Tiangong was designed to adapt and evolve for its citizens, it has begun acting erratically, signaling that its reign may be coming to an end. Enter Yi Xing, a determined young man who wants to overthrow Tiangong and rebuild Chang'an. His mission is personal. Years ago, one of the city's tectonic shifts caused the death of his parents, and he holds Tiangong responsible. Tiangong warns Yi Xing that many before him have failed this challenge, losing their minds in the process. The AI claims to know everything, past, present, and future, which makes it nearly impossible to outmaneuver him. Undeterred, Yi Xing presses forward, triggering a showdown in the form of a Go match. The stakes? Control of Chang'an itself. Tiangong reveals that every move on the board directly affects the city. Victory or destruction on the table reflects in the real world. As the game progresses, the truth about Yi Xing's parents' death emerges. Tiangong shows him that demons from the underworld attacked Chang'an, forcing the AI to sacrifice parts of the city to bury the breach. Yi Xing's parents stayed behind to fight, willingly sacrificing themselves so Tiangong could seal the threat. This revelation shifts Yi Xing's anger. No longer blinded by rage, he refocuses on defeating Tiangong. Yi Xing sacrifices himself on the board by targeting Tiangong's temple. This act forces Tiangong's self-preservation instincts to take over, and the AI concedes defeat. It seems like a victory for Yi Xing. He gains Tiangong's powers and starts reshaping Chang'an. However, the twist comes when it's revealed that everything was a simulation. Tiangong had foreseen the exact sequence of Yi Xing's moves, proving its predictive power. The ending leaves viewers in a gray area. Has Tiangong truly become unbeatable, having already calculated every possible outcome, or is this merely one scenario and Yi Xing still holds the cards? Tiangong hasn't predicted. The ambiguity highlights the tension between human sacrifice and machine self-preservation. Humans embrace loss to achieve victory, while machines prioritize survival at all costs. Episode 15, Playtime Fulfillment. Episode 15, titled Playtime Fulfillment, unapologetically leans into its role as an extended PlayStation ad disguised as a short film. Unlike the previous episodes, which at least attempted to weave a narrative, this one doubles down on corporate messaging with little subtlety or depth. The story follows O, a delivery agent, and her trusty buddy bot as they navigate a bustling futuristic city delivering packages. One day, O encounters Johnny, who hands her a mysterious package, a strange glowing starfish, and gives her an address. The drop isn't sanctioned, and both the buddybot and the Helldivers, the enforcers of the city's rules, urge her to abandon the package. But O senses there's more going on. The rules and regulations that govern her world feel like a smokescreen for something bigger, and she decides to uncover the truth by reaching Johnny's designated address. As O begins her journey, the starfish becomes a magical conduit for her creativity, conjuring various vehicles and tools that help her overcome obstacles. Along the way, she encounters encounters a parade of PlayStation icons turned adversaries. First up is a massive creature straight out of Shadow of the Colossus, towering over her path. Next, Kratos from God of War, a symbol of unrelenting strength, stands in her way. She also fends up the buddy bots and squads of Helldivers from Helldivers, all while maintaining her focus on reaching the address. Despite the chaos, O pushes forward, her determination fueled by the starfish. She eventually arrives at the destination where the grand reveal occurs. Instead of treasure or answers, O finds something abstract: her imagination, creativity, and sense of wonder. The message? Gaming, particularly on PlayStation, unlocks these intangible qualities, reconnecting people with their inner childlike joy and limitless potential. It's meant to be profound, but instead feels painfully unoriginal and painfully obvious. If the episode aims to inspire game developers or creators to reignite their passion for storytelling, well, it completely misses the mark. Given the well-documented struggles of artists in the gaming industry, overwork, burnout, and corporate pressure, this message comes off as a tone deaf. Telling creators to rediscover their love for the craft through a shallow short film feels less like motivation, more like mockery. It's like handing a starving artist a PlayStation gift card instead of addressing systematic issues. At its core, Playtime fulfillment reduces an anthology series to blatant product placement. It sets a troubling precedent where storytelling takes a backseat to corporate branding. Art should challenge, inspire, and entertain, not serve as a glorified commercial masquerading as a narrative. For viewers seeking thought-provoking, imaginative anthology content, shows like Love, Death, and Robots, Star Wars Visions, or The Boys presents Diabolical provide far more value. So yeah, that was all in this one. If you haven't watched our video on part 1 of the series, well, you definitely should check it out. If you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one, and be safe. Thanks, everyone.